Okay, what happened to our egg? It sunk. This represents the world, and it's full of what? The egg represents us as Christians. So this represents right here what happens when we as Christians forget that we are in this world, but we're not to be of this world. And a lot of times there are many Christians that are walking around that are trying to hide in the earth today, in the sin, so that they're being like a closet Christian, which that really doesn't go very well because, you can go sit down, thank you. Well, no, you got because if you're a closet Christian, do you think you're really a Christian if you're not letting your light shine for God?
No.
No. So this is what happens to Christians when they forget that they are in this world, but not of this world. Very carefully take my tongs and get that egg out. Very carefully.
Don't break it, Donald.
All right, you just put it right there.
Needs
All
to
right.
be a surgeon.
I know. All right. So this represented what? The darkness? Thank you. Yep, I don't want to sling that because then we'll... Okay, thank you, Donald. All right, so this right here represents sin. And we saw that if a Christian doesn't let their light shine, this is what's going to happen is we're going to sink. We are going to forget that God has set us aside. Okay, so I need somebody to read. The water in the jar represents the world, not the earth, but the sin world that is not part of God's kingdom. The egg represents that God's children whom He has called to be part of His kingdom. The world can be a dark place, and even a Christian can get lost in it if they act just like the world acts. How many of y'all see today that many people, I don't know if y'all have social media or what, but you can watch the news and many people are forgetting, especially as Christians, and I forget that I'm not of this world. I need to be set apart, and too many times we forget and we look just like that right there. The problem with this egg is it sunk down into the world. God doesn't bring us to Him to get lost in the world. He has bigger plans for us in mind. So I need, Gracie, will you read that scripture for me? Read it very loudly.
You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has become tasteless, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men.
That's
Matthew 5:13.
okay. So sometimes this egg can also represent those of us that lost our taste, our saltiness. What does it say that we need to do to salt when it loses its taste?
We could
We
throw
need to
it
throw it
out.
out. So we need to make sure that we do not lose our saltiness. Salt does several things. We already said it adds flavor to food, it heals wounds, and it can preserve meat. God wants us to be like the salt of the world. He wants us to add flavor to life, which means that we should make life interesting and worth living for those around us. That means that we need to be kind. There may be people that are being made fun of. Somebody mentioned in my last class, by being the salt of the earth, we need to be nice to them and encouraging them and not joining in when everybody else is making fun of them, making it worth living. If we know that someone is hurting, we can speak words that can heal them. And God wants us to preserve, which means to save. He wants us to help people know about Jesus so that they can be saved. To be any good to the world, we have to mix in with it. We have to be careful. We are in the world, but we're not of the world. We are different. We won't add flavor or heal or save if our saltiness stays in the bag. We've got to mix in with the world so that all the people can experience our saltiness. All right, I need another volunteer. Did you ask me to be a volunteer?
I want to be a volunteer. I'll be a volunteer. Please.
Okay. Shh. All right, what I need you to do, what's his name? What's your name? Tell me your name. Matthew, give me some salt. We're going to add 6 of these to our water.
6? Oh my gosh. Is that teaspoons?
It tastes like salty water.
Miss Angela, is that teaspoons?
Half a tablespoon each. All right, who knows what we do when we have a sore throat?
We drink salty
We
water.
gargle with
I don't
salt
do
water
that.
because what? What is it doing?
Heals us.
I don't do
And
that.
I hate doing it. I do not like to gargle with salty water.
either. It tastes too bitter.
That's why I don't do it.
My mom took me to a saltwater lake and I got a whole bunch in my throat.
All right, boys and girls. All right. Now, take that spoon right there and stir it up for me. When we are salty Christians, something interesting happens in us. The Bible teaches a principle that we are to be in the world, but not of the world. This means, you know, God could take us home as soon as we accept Him as our Savior. So, by Him leaving us here, what is our responsibility to everybody else? To what? To tell others about God? That's why He leaves us here. So that we can tell others about Him. And so that others, we are saved, even though this is not our home, our kingdom. He left us here so that we could bring more people to His kingdom. And we do that not by sinking into the world and acting like it does, but by being salty Christians who add flavor and heal and save. All right? All right, one more yellow shirt. You can sit down. Thank you, Maggie. What's your name? Jayla. All right, Jayla. Jaylyn. Miss Jaylyn. Very carefully take that egg and very carefully drop it in the water. Wait. Is this egg going to sink?
It's gonna
or
float.
It's gonna float.
It's going to float?
No, it's gonna do both. Like, it's gonna sink halfway and float.
No, it's floating.
It's floating. Thank you, ma'am.
The salt lifts it up.
This right here represents what we are in the world, in the dark world. When we are going through hard times, and you're going to go through hard times, if somebody's making fun of you, or if somebody knows that you're a Christian, the number one thing that they love to do is poke at you and make fun of you and make you think that you don't know what you're doing. They want to make you think that you're stupid. But what God does is He is that salt in our life. And He is going to take us and He is going to raise us above whatever's going on in our life so that we don't sink. So that we do stand out among everybody else. The older you get, the more that you're going to realize that you are different from the world. You're going to go through hard times. But God is with us no matter what we're going through. And if we will just be the salt of the earth, even when it's difficult, because lately it's been very difficult to be a Christian because of some things that's going on. But we need to remember that we need to be the salt, Donald, that we need to be the salt of the earth and not what?
The sin of the earth.
We don't need to be the sin. All right, who wants to read that scripture for me one more time? Lana, loud.
You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has become tasteless, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men.
What's its address?
Matthew's
5:13.
5:13.
So we need to make sure that we don't lose our saltiness and become mixed in with the world. We need to make sure that we stand out. Okay? All right, you can. Bye, Andrew.
What?
You can turn it